Welcome back, guys. Thank you for joining me. And thank you for being patient with me while I had my little tech issues there. We're just going to do the one read for this morning. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll sort of see what messages come forward here. Let's see. Divine Matrix. Close Encounters. Broken Open. So I do see we are talking about a relationship here. So we're going to be talking about some sort of a close relationship. I'm going to pull a few more to see whether this is going to be like romance or whether this is family. I do see like in this Broken Open, we are talking about sort of like opening up, bearing our souls to each other. I do feel like somebody's been holding back. Maybe both people have been holding back for some reason. Divine Matrix. Everything happens for a reason. I wonder if you guys have encountered something recently, and it's sort of like it's been the trigger. It's like it's been the trigger for this Broken Open, for sort of bearing everything. I don't know if there's a really big argument or something. And to me, I see. So this is a time to start looking into yourself. I do feel like this is not just for one person. I do feel like this is for both parties who are involved in this. There's like a need to sort of like look within. Look within. What do you really want? What do you want this relationship to look like? What direction are you wanting your life to move in? And that is part of the storyteller too. This is like, what do you want your life story to be? What do you want it to look like? It has the potential to be beyond the ordinary. Whatever this is, it has the potential to be something absolutely beautiful. But there's a need, I feel the cards are saying, to sort of look within. Great and full. I also feel there's a need to recognize each other, to recognize each other's good qualities, to recognize all the things that you do have to be grateful for. You might be going through tons of shit right now. And this, like I said, there's something though. It's like there's something, the straw that broke the camel's back. Kind of like the catalyst for this Broken Open. To sort of bare everything, bare your soul. Leave things feeling really raw. But I keep feeling that Divine Matrix, everything happens for a reason. Even the shitty things happen for a reason. This is part of it too. Very emotive. What do you want? What do you really want? Whatever it is that you're moving forward in. Uncharted Sea. It's uncertain. There's a level of uncertainty here. I feel like you don't know what you're doing, perhaps, or the other person doesn't feel like they know what they're doing. Body and soul. It's like there's a need for balance too. This is for each individual too. This is not just the read for one side of this. This is the read for both sides, because I do feel like both people recognizing all of this that the cards are bringing forward and being able to do this. I feel like this might even be some shadow work that has to get done. I do feel pulled back to this beyond the ordinary. So whatever this is, it has the potential to become beyond the ordinary, provided everybody sort of puts in, right? Everybody does this sort of looking into themselves, this into me, I see. What do I want this to be? Defining your motive, defining your purpose, being grateful for what you do have, recognizing blessings. The land between. Like a transitional time. Oh, and see, that would make a lot of sense. That would make a lot of sense. If you're going through a transitional time, those times tend to be filled with different uncertainties too. You're not sure how something's going to work out. You're not sure if an avenue that you're pursuing is going to work out the way that you hope it will. And that uncertainty does bring stresses forward. It does. You know what? There's a need to forgive what happened in the past. So this read, I'm telling you, this read is not going to be for each and every one of you, because I know in those comments, some of you guys have been through some really toxic shit. This is for those who have not been through something quite as toxic, because the cards are bringing forward a need to sort of forgive. A need to forgive on both sides. A need to be exposed and revealed. Sort of, again, bearing it all. Bearing your soul. Not holding anything back. Being able to be vulnerable with each other during this time and rely on each other. Opening to discover. You might find that whoever this partner is somebody who you could count on. They really are this sort of birds of a feather. Birds of a feather is like two peas in a pod, right? Two peas in a pod, like people who are just meant to be together. And that doesn't necessarily even speak to romance. I have friends like this too. I have a best friend, and we're like two peas in a pod. We can go months without talking, and then we sort of have this thing where we're thinking about each other, and then we text each other at the same time, or someone does it when the other person's thinking about them, and we just sort of pick up wherever we left off. And this is the same thing. It applies to friendships. Sometimes it applies to family relationships when you sort of move further away or you don't talk to each other. And it does apply to romance too. The Oracle's gift. So guys, this is this tarot card reading right now. That is exactly what that card represents. Listen to the tarot. Listen to tarot. Tarot has a powerful message within these cards today. Powerful move. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Just sit back, relax, and do some thinking. Do some thinking. What is this relationship? What does it mean to you? What is it worth to you? What are you grateful for in this? Being able to step back out of sort of those emotions, the heavy emotions, maybe a little bit of anger, resentment, shit from the past, and being able to recognize the good things that you're grateful for. See, Grand Symphony. So we got a lot of really beautiful cards here that are speaking to abundance. I see like abundance, lots of abundance. I don't see a big pile of money. What I see is like abundance from within. I see happiness, and I see harmony, and I see love. This is going to be abundance within this relationship. Two people, two energies coming together, a burst of magic. You know what? It's like this thing came to a head for a reason. It was to be able to sort of it came forward to give everybody a new perspective. That's the entire purpose of everything that happened here. Everything that you've sort of been going through. This is our divine matrix, and everything happens for a reason. It was on purpose to sort of bring whatever this is to a head, because it must have been sort of lying under the surface. It just needed to be brought forward so that it could get looked at and it could get dealt with. We're going to grab a few more cards here too. I see fresh start in that 8 of Cups. Fresh start. And I do see a need to sort of define values. Define values. In the Hierophant, I see traditional values. So like loyalty, honesty, you know, those sorts of things that we build any type of relationship around. Not just romance, but friendships as well. 7 of Cups. And weighing options carefully. Okay. And this is coming forward, because whatever this is that's happening is extremely serious, and it does have the potential to cause somebody to choose to sever ties and walk away. That's why this line of cards is coming forward. There's this need to sort of sort through emotions, to be open, to be vulnerable, to be sort of real about what's going on, what your role is in all of this, what the other person's role is in all of it, to be able to recognize that, and then to choose carefully, right? Choose wisely. How do you want this to go? And then behave accordingly. I keep seeing like it has the potential for greatness. It has the potential for happiness. This relationship, we had a few cards go, oh, this one just about teetered. I'm going to flip it over first. The Empress. Thank you. So we do have that Empress card. And the 5 of Pentacles too. So we might be going through a rough time financially, or going through a time where we're feeling like, sort of like we're going without, or we're doing without. I do feel like this would definitely contribute to the stresses. That would definitely contribute to the stresses. That Empress. We're going to grab a few more here. I think you're trying to grow blessings during this time. That's what I see in these cards. You are trying to grow blessings. It's a time of heavy burdens though. And it's not smooth. It is not smooth sailing. This adventure that you're going on, this abundance that you're trying to build. This is a rough road, and it is bringing forward burdens. These burdens, which might even be financial burdens, are definitely causing, it's causing a rift. It's causing a rift. It's causing arguments. It's causing sort of like the seams to go weak in this relationship, but I see that it doesn't have to be that way. I see a potential for beauty. I see a potential for healing. I also see a potential for venting shit that hasn't gotten vented before. It's like now is the time to bring it all forward and just air it out, talk it through, recognize your part in it. They recognize their part in it, and then everybody decides sort of where they want to go from there and what they're willing to do to make it work. I feel like this thing can actually be healing. Right now, it doesn't feel like that. It does not feel like that, but this has the potential to be extremely healing. I do see like two people have built a life together. I see that in the cards. People have built a life together. You're building, and beyond that, you're trying to build for a future. It's not just the life that you've established, but it's like the future that you're looking to build. That Three of Swords. There is this potential for separation here. There is the potential for two energies to move their separate ways. Somebody or both are starting to emotionally withdraw from each other. I feel anger, resentment coming off of the King of Wands. And I'll tell you too, Wands can be a fire sign, so it might be a Sagittarius and Aries or a Leo. Most often than not, these cards are just representative of the qualities they bring forward. This King of Wands is someone who's ambitious. He's somebody who's very driven. And he's also somebody who's led by his passion, so he can sometimes have a hot temper. He can be a bit of a hothead. Doesn't mean he's a horrible person. These are some of the traits that go along with this dude. That World card. He doesn't want to lose the world that he's built. He doesn't want to lose his little world that he's created, but like the stress is so high. I get pulled back to the Six of Pentacles. There's like, it feels like there's no even give and take. Like somebody feels like it's all on their shoulders. I do feel in ways that he feels like that. But like there's more to it. I'm going to pull a few more cards. I have a sneaking suspicion that the other half of this feels the same way, because I just have like, I know he feels that way, but then there's like this space around him that tells me that there's more to it than that. There's more to it. He feels like he's dealing with a page. He feels like he's dealing with a page. So he feels like his partner isn't mature enough. He feels like his partner is selfish or self-centered and perhaps vain, maybe arrogant. I see like self-centered. I see like really self-centered, like not thinking about everything that's going on with other people. Temperance, balance. See, like he feels like this person, this page, because he feels like their energy is a Page of Swords. Like it's very focused around what they want and what they need. And there's no balance. And he feels like this person is blind to what he needs. This person is blind to what he needs, and he needs his needs met to be able to contribute right to that half of things. Three of Cups. Three of Cups. This is not a third party card. This is speaking to the happiness and the celebration. This is speaking to, I see in this card, I see past. Something existed in the past. I see something that still has glimmers in the present, and I see it's his hope for the future. That Hermit card. They're both in hermit mode right now. Both these parties. This is part of this Four of Cups. This is part of them both emotionally sort of withdrawing, and both have a need to sort of open up, to be vulnerable, to be exposed, and to delve into their own shit, right? To delve deep within their own shadow stuff and take a deep look at themselves, which can be extremely tough to do, guys, right? Holding that mirror up to ourselves and sort of looking at, okay, how are we contributing to this? What does our baggage look like that might be holding this up? That is not an easy task to do. I do see financial change coming around the corner, though. I do see something coming that's going to help contribute to some of the burdens easing. But again, there is emotional things here. There's a dynamic that has to get dealt with. The Magician card. He says to believe in yourself. Whatever this journey is that they are on, these two people that they are on together, building for the future. So it's not just what they've established. These people are actively working together to build a future. To build something for the future that does speak to finances. It is a financial thing that they're needing to build for the future. That's going to contribute to their life. I see something positive coming and changing of that. It is from all of their hard work. It is from all of the work that they put in. King of Swords. I'm going to tell you, I don't feel like the King of Swords is another side of this King of Wands, though. I feel like he is speaking to the energy of the Page. I feel like he's speaking to the energy of the Page, like we're still dealing in swords. That doesn't necessarily mean that this is a man, right? Just because it comes forward as a king. But I do believe that it's speaking to sort of, see, I see the word cold in it. I do feel like this person is emotionally cold. I do feel like this is part of them emotionally withdrawing. I do feel like it has to do with the stress of building all of this. I feel like focus, like what they're thinking about, what their thoughts are surrounding are this thing that they're trying to build. And so because this King of Swords is focusing his thoughts or her thoughts on this financial thing that they're trying to build, there's like no room in this King of Swords mind for the King of Wands. And the King of Wands needs, this is part of the disconnect. This is part of where everything came to a head. This is part of everything that's sort of coming forward. Eight of Pentacles. Whatever they're doing too, they're learning as they go. It's learning as they go. It's like learning a trade. Whatever this thing is that they're trying to build together is not easy. This career that they're trying to build, this financial, it's a legacy. It is a legacy. It's some sort of a mutual career, a legacy that they are trying to build for themselves, trying to financially improve their situation, trying to start a new cycle of abundance. But I feel like right now, financially, they're in the shit. Like this is another thing that adds to these stresses. And it just, again, it's like it weakens the seams. It weakens the seams of this relationship. I'll tell you about the swords too. Again, I feel like, honestly, guys, I feel like it's just speaking to the qualities that go behind it. But swords can speak to an air sign, so a Libra, a Gemini, or an Aquarius. But again, I don't feel like that's what it's talking about. I feel like it's speaking more to the qualities that go behind that. This person's thoughts are so focused on what they're doing that emotionally they're sort of unplugging from their partner, and their partner isn't in their thoughts. Okay. And I do feel like that's the same energy coming forward in this line. So this person is very much in swords right now. They're very much in their swords. And guys, we all have these different sides to us. Every suit sort of has its own qualities, and we each have every single one of them in us. And at different times of our life, different parts of that step forward. For this person, they are very much in swords right now. They're like emotionally, not a whole lot is going on, or it is, but they're being cold. They're being emotionally cold to their partner because they're hyper focused on making this work. It's like consuming their thoughts, and so it's sort of pushing other things out. I do feel like this person is so focused on trying to take back control, on trying to build an abundant harvest, put in the groundwork. They are missing other things. And I do feel like at times they're totally unaware of it. With this moon card can speak to the subconscious. It's like this person's not delving deep into sort of what's going on around them and their partner's needs. I feel like they're sort of just focused here. It needs to sort of open up, right? The King of Cups. And he is feeling this is our King of Wands again. Cups is about emotions. He feels like his emotional needs are not being met. Have Four of Swords. He's stressed right the hell out too. He's stressed out. I don't know if he's having health issues, but he's definitely stressed out. And if he doesn't calm the hell down, he might have some pretty big health issues with that Tower card. That Tower card doesn't just speak to the potential of sort of this relationship coming apart, which I do feel if this is not dealt with, there is the potential for that to happen. This is also speaking to the stress. This is speaking to the stress and what stress can do to people. Oh, Knight of Swords. I'm going to tell you exactly what that Knight of Swords is speaking to. That Knight of Swords is a call to this Queen, King of Swords page to step up and be a white knight. To step up and sort of take a different look at what's going on, sort of help to meet their partner's emotional needs, acknowledge their partner's emotional needs, get reinvested in this partnership together emotionally. That definitely is needing to happen. That's what the cards are saying. Nine of Pentacles. I feel like they can have this abundance, but like I said, like this person, they are so focused on this Nine of Pentacles. They are so focused on having this financial abundance, having the financial situation change. They're missing out on all these other elements of the relationship. All of this, the emotional aspects of this relationship and what they're trying to build. That Fool card is saying, like, look at things in a new light. Get a new perspective. You know, it's not all about the money. There are other things in life, like we had that Great and Full card. Take stock of all the things that you have to be grateful for, and that does include this relationship and your partner and everything that you've built together. And being able to look at that and then starting fresh, starting fresh, moving forward, trying to move forward in a new way, in a way that contributes to both parties, where everybody feels like they're getting their needs met. The Page of Cups. I do feel like there needs to be an emotional offering in a certain way here. And this isn't just from one party. I do feel like it does speak to both. But definitely Swords needs to step up here and sort of emotionally reinvest, sort of looking at the bigger picture, you know? Like if the financial win comes, it doesn't really count for shit if your relationship goes to hell, right? Then what the fuck do you have? And the whole point is to have it together, is what I see in the cards. The whole point was for these people to do this together, to build together, to build a fruitful partnership, to share the abundance, to share in the abundance together. Judgment. You get back what you put out there. If this Swords can sort of make this change, if they can make this emotional offering, reinvest emotionally, I see that King of Wands, because the Wands is very fiery. It's very fiery. It's very red. I feel heavy emotions within it. I have this distinct impression, this vision within my mind of like that red sort of like relaxing. So like his negative emotions, Wands' negative emotions are going to sort of relax. Going to relax. They're going to sort of unwind. I do feel like once this person starts putting in emotionally, it's going to ease on that front. The Ten of Swords. Yeah, there's a need for communication here. There's a need for opening up those lines of communication between these two people. It's going to strengthen their bond. This old way of being needs to come to an end with that Ten of Swords. That whatever this was is huge. I feel like it was probably a fight. It was probably one hell of an argument that they had. It was like I said, straw that broke the camel's back. Everything sort of coming up, it had to happen. Divine Matrix. It had to happen to bring this forward so that it could get out in the air, out in the open, so that it could get dealt with. Everybody could see it for what it was, and then be able to work on it. Eight of Swords. That does speak to my Swords person. That does speak to the Swords person. They need to step out of their own mind. They need to step out of this trap that they built for themselves, this way of thinking of like, oh, the money, the money, the money. If this will change, it'll make everything better. It's like, hey, there's more to it than that. This is something that they're doing within themselves that is holding them back. It's holding the relationship back to that Knight of Pentacles. These people are steady. Actually, especially when I look at this Knight of Pentacles, I see the King of Wands. That like a very strong vision comes to my mind. I feel like that King of Wands wants to stick it out for the long haul. That King of Wands don't want to go anywhere. If this Swords is willing to sort of step outside that, if they can find the strength to step outside this Eight of Swords, sort of this mind trap that they've built for themselves, and put in that emotional offering, emotionally reinvest, I feel strength. I feel the possibility of strength. I also see this three of Wands is taking me back to the time cards. That it is what it is. That need to sort of move past this chapter, to move on, and to move into something better. The Knight of Wands can be very impulsive. I do feel like he's a warning to not be impulsive without giving this a chance. Recognition and reward. You know, in that Six of Swords, I see potential. I see a lot of potential. I see like recognition. I feel like these two parties, see, this had to happen. Again, like everything happens for a reason. This had to happen to bring this out in the open so it could change. This was going to fester. If this wasn't brought out in the open, this would have ended things eventually. It would have just slowly eroded everything. But now I feel like there's a chance for healing and there's a chance for moving forward. We're going to grab, I got pulled to the Moonology cards. We're going to grab at least one. We'll see what comes out here. It'll kind of be like our energy cards for this read. We had a few. Know you are loved. Forgive. Make time for self-love. Definitely. These cards absolutely make sense. Again, forgive. Like there's a need to sort of move forward from the past to start fresh. Both people don't want to walk away. That I see that in the cards. Nobody wants to walk away from this. That's not how they want it to be. No one wants it to end, but we're stressed out and we're confused. I see the potential to forgive and move on and to build bigger and better. Know you're loved. Again, this is great and full. Looking at the relationship for what it was, for what it still is, for what both of you have invested, for what both of you want in the future, and being grateful for being able to find each other and to find someone who's willing to keep building with you. Make time for self-love. Feel like this is part of the stress that's going on, and each of these people sort of making time to look after themselves and to look after each other. That is going to help to strengthen this bond as well, with these two people working together. Alrighty guys, I hope that you enjoyed that read. Thank you very much for joining me. Please, if you did like it, hit that like, that subscribe. It definitely helps the channel out. Take care.